jump in, mate.
Nick Vujicic was born with no legs and no arms,
I'm going out on a limb. What do you want?
but he's sure got plenty of guts.
This is scary right here, mate. This is where you gotta have guts. Or you're a bit crazy. 10. Nice, mate. Thank you very much. You're a generous judge.
This 25-year-old Australian is climbing over every obstacle life puts in front of him, and he's doing it with style.
You really can do anything, can't you?
There's no harm in believing so. Everybody's going through something. You know, we're all going through something, just my pain is a bit more visible than yours or somebody else. When that clicked, it was like a light bulb when, you know, just flashed in my brain. I'm like, hey, now life I see as an opportunity. This circumstance, there's got to be something good.
No arms, no legs.
No worries, mate.
So you can see, if we want to travel around here even, you have to travel on the road itself.
There's no sidewalks.
Yeah, the sidewalks are all in a very bad condition. You can see the cars are all passing by quite close to us. It's quite dangerous. After 6 years of being together with the people with disabilities, now I see the city, I see the country in a very different way. Everywhere I see obstacles for them. I see inaccessible places that they can't even do their daily routines. And when I see that, I really get frustrated and angry. How come our society is not in a state of awareness where we need to be?
Do most buildings have lifts, elevators?
No, no.
And most of them does not have ramps.
Right.
Pharmacy is here.
Oh.
If you ever get to a spot like this, you hope the attendant comes out and you tell them?
Yeah, I call them out. Yes.
Okay.
I was staying here.
Will they
so
help
like,
you?
Wave my hand, hello, everyone.
Oh, really?
Is anybody? Yeah, so they will come
Will
out.
they help you go in, or will they just get what
They
you
came
need?
out. They're asking what do I want to buy, or I just tell what I want. So just bring out the thing.
And this pharmacy actually sells a lot of items for disabled, wheelchair and things like that.
And they sell wheelchairs, and they don't have accessibility for wheelchairs.
I just crawled up the stairs, so I basically had to like get out of my wheelchair and get onto my stumps and my hands and just like crawl my way up the stairs. Yeah, because that was the only way I was going to get to work on time.
I was with my mum. My mum looked out the train, saw there was nobody coming with a ramp, was trying to get somebody's attention. All the staff were yelling at her. Made me and my mum feel terrible because I wanted to get off the train and they were meant to know that I needed to get off the train.
The next train to arrive on platform 20.
Whether I'm in the wheelchair or have my legs on, there's people staring. There's generally fewer with my legs on. Even if I am in excruciating pain, the majority of the time, unfortunately, I'll have to just grin and bear it and use my prosthetics. The accessibility in terms of trains or buses or everything is a lot harder if I'm in my wheelchair.
It makes you feel more disabled because you have to plan out every single step of where you're going. You need to go onto Google Maps, make sure footpaths, there are footpaths around the station so you can actually walk to where you're going. You need to make sure that all the lifts are working. You need to make sure you tell the staff with enough notice so they can get you on. You need to do so much more research just to catch a train, while any able-bodied person can just stroll down, get on a train and just get on with their life. People wouldn't realise how often lifts break except for when you're actually watching the trip planner and you can see, oh, great, there's 10 lifts out on this thing today. I can't go to this station, and this station.
Going down.
It has been improved on in my lifetime. I'm 21, and it has been improved on a little bit, but there's so much more that could be done and they're not doing it. And I don't understand why they're not. Especially in today's world, there should be far more inclusivity and accessibility available, and it isn't a priority. It isn't.
Pernah dibuang keluarga, tiada tempat berteduh dan tidak makan selama berhari-hari. Semua itu pernah ditempuh seorang kelainan upaya OKU seorang diri. Dan sehingga kini, tiada lagi derita yang mengusik di jiwa.
Ini Syukri Saad, 39 tahun. Dia tidak mempunyai kaki dan hanya bergantung kepada kekuatan tangan untuk bergerak. Jika ingin ke tempat kerja, Syukri terpaksa membawa motor milik bapa saudaranya.
Saya duduk sama mak saya. Saya anak saya. Adik-beradik yang lain? Tak tahu. Một cái thấy đó, dạ là một người tại sao mình đó, thấy rồi tại sao một hai người hết luôn, thấy rồi anh ở buổi á, buổi giờ á, rồi tại sao.
About the first time that I really thought about myself as being weird because I had a disability, and to be honest, that really sucked, and it had a big effect on absolutely everything that I did. I started having a crap time at school. It really started affecting my sporting career as well, and for the first time in my life, I was really, really down on myself. And then the next year, in year 9, something happened. A mate of mine was having a house party. Now, this was a good mate of mine, a really good mate of mine. And previously, I'd never really been invited to that many house parties. And I thought, what a perfect opportunity to go to your first one. I'm absolutely going to kill it, and everybody will invite me to all the parties coming up ever since. Now, the invites for the party came out, and what do you reckon happened? I didn't get one. I didn't get an invite. And I remember thinking to myself, that is bullshit. Like, I'm actually really good friends with this guy. Like, how could I not be invited to his party? Anyway, I was sitting at home the day of the party and I went to myself, I just really, really want to go. Now, back in the day when you were 15, 16, it was super uncool and lame to text the person to ask if you can come to the party. The far more badass thing to do was simply turn up and jump the fence. Now, as you could imagine, jumping, it's not really my forte. And unless I had some kind of crane or like trampoline device, there was no way in hell that I was getting over that fence. So the only way to get in was to knock on the door and go through the front. Anyway, I sat at home and I'm like, you know what, stuff it. I'm going to go, see what happens. I got to the front door, I knocked on the door, and my mate answered. And he had this really weird, shocked look on his face, like I was there. I remember thinking to myself, like, what have I done? Like, why didn't I sit at home and play Nintendo 64 like I did every other Saturday night? Anyway, he looked at me and he said, Dill, mate, I'm so glad that you came. I just didn't know if you could get in my house because I had a couple of stairs, so I didn't invite you. I remember thinking to myself, is that it? Is that genuinely the only reason that I wasn't invited? So anyway, I went in that house party, absolutely crushed it, had an awesome time. And then I remember the next day I woke up and I was really bloody mad at myself. I was really mad at myself that I let my insecurities and my embarrassment about my disability dictate the previous year of my life. I was really mad at myself that I believed this thing, this negative stigma that having a disability makes you weird and makes you different, and that's the only reason that people don't want to hang out with you. I'm really mad at myself that I didn't just grow a set of balls and have some confidence and talk to my friends and educate them about my disability.
Golongan orang kurang upaya OKU digalakkan untuk menyertai latihan perindustrian dan pemulihan LPP bertujuan melatih mereka lebih kendiri berdepan dengan dunia luar. Pengarah Jabatan Kebajikan Masyarakat JKM Perlis, Muhammad Hazami Ismail berkata, program itu bukan sahaja memberi latihan tapi peluang pekerjaan yang dapat menaik taraf kehidupan golongan OKU. Katanya orang kurang upaya seringkali disalah tafsir sebagai golongan terpinggir dan hanya mengharapkan ihsan bantuan daripada orang lain.
Negara. Tapi hari ini kita nak kongsikan mengenai sebuah program yang dinamakan program RISE diasaskan oleh Maybank Foundation, di mana program ini menolong usahawan-usahawan daripada golongan kelainan upaya ataupun OKU. Dan program ini telah banyak menolong golongan-golongan ini daripada seluruh negara dan juga sekarang ini akan memasuki ke negara-negara yang keempat, di mana mereka telah mampu mencapai golongan OKU daripada seluruh negara dan pergi ke peringkat seterusnya, iaitu di peringkat antarabangsa.
Sosial lah, di mana kita memberi peluang pekerjaan kepada golongan sasar JKM.
So I signed up to be a PACE mentor because my colleague Michael Volkane suggested it to me. He mentioned that the program was one of the best things he's ever done in his working career. After having completed the program myself, I echo those sentiments.
So I guess I got into it because one of my colleagues did the previous season and he found it quite beneficial, and I know that his mentee did as well.
This is actually my second time that I've been a PACE mentor, and my first experience I found very rewarding, and I had a wonderful mentee who has since gone on to do some great things in her career.
Through my own career, I've realised that there's just so many benefits of a mentorship that I've experienced. So I'd really love to be able to pass that on to someone else.
I've just gained an insight into what the working world is like from my mentor's point of view.
I learned so much. My mentor explained his own background and gave me more information about the kinds of answers I should give in an interview to be successful in getting a job.
I've been the coach here for 10 years, and I had a number of kids who had siblings who had special needs, and so some of those kids have been coming down but they hadn't been able to join in, so we thought what better thing we could do and try and include them. And then Albatross Nippers sort of evolved itself. There's 75 registered kids, and so by coming down here we're basically sharing what Nippers is to these families that haven't been able to experience Nippers.
I think it's a good opportunity for them to come out and learn a bit of, new surf skills out there. I think it's fantastic.
Trying to set up 4 or 5 beaches which are sort of albatross hubs with the same equipment that we have here, so that the kids, when they come here, it's almost like everything's taken care of.
And it's just not special needs kids, any kid can get involved in it, and it's a sport that's actually, it's all about them, and she just loves it.
Thanks so much to Sun Super and all those people that voted for us in the Sun Super Dreams for a Better World program. Your help has been immeasurable. We've been able to improve our program and get more children with special needs enjoying our summer.